Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. Hello everyone, Simon Bart here, or you can call me Sully. It's Thanksgiving, and I have a movie to review for Disney's 100th anniversary, and this one, while not Thanksgiving related, follows alongside The Nightmare Before Christmas, with a mix of holidays featured in it. One story is set around Halloween, the other story features Christmas and New Year's. But together, they make what is Disney's last package film, a movie with several stories in one with a loose or specific theme to it, and one that has good moments throughout, even though I like one more than the other. First released on October 5th, 1949, it's The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Directors Jack Kenny, Clyde Geromini, and James Algar has made a decent animated anthology with good characters, good stories, good animation, and fine songs. Set inside a library, two different but unique stories about fabulous characters and literature are being told. The first is The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame and narrated by Basil Rathbone, and the second is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving, narrated by Bing Crosby. In The Wind in the Willows, J. Thaddeus Toad is a thrill-seeker who, unknowingly, causes damages to the town due to his reckless behavior and insatiable taste for mania. And Angus McBadger, who is in charge of finances at Toad's estate Toad Hall, has Toad's friends Rat and Mo bring Toad home, as Toad is on a mania of driving a gypsy cart with his horse friend Cyril. But as Rat and Mo try to get Toad back, Toad has a new mania for motorcars, and after escaping Toad Hall when returned, Toad's arrested for stealing a motorcar, which Cyril objects to in court, saying Toad traded the motorcar for the deed to Toad Hall with the Weasels, who apparently own the motorcar. Yet a bartender named Mr. Winky, who was present when Toad traded the motorcar, frames Toad by saying he tried to sell Winky a stolen motorcar, and Toad's sent to prison. But Angus finds out that Toad was telling the truth, as the Weasels were in Toad Hall and Mr. Winky's their leader who has the deed. So Angus, Rat, Mole, and Toad, who escaped prison, try to retrieve the deed from Winky and the Weasels. In The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane comes to Sleepy Hollow to be the new schoolteacher and singing teacher for the women, despite him being the talk of the town and ridiculed by Brom Bones for his appearance. But along with Ichabod's huge appetite for food, he also has a way with women, until he meets Katrina Van Tassel and falls in love with her and her father's wealth. Yet Ichabod has competition with Brom for Katrina's love, and always manages to be with her, even at the Van Tassel's Halloween frolic. That night, however, Brom tells the story of the Headless Horseman, scaring Ichabod, who also has deep superstition, and eventually comes face to face with the horseman while heading home on his borrowed horse Gunpowder. I have seen these two stories before on separate VHSs before seeing them together in this movie on DVD, yet I have seen more of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow portion than the Wind in the Willows part. But both have strong differences and strong highlights. Wind in the Willows is set in the UK, has specific characters with distinct voices, and could have easily been a movie all its own given how much is in it. Legend of Sleepy Hollow is set in colonial America, is mostly visual with narration throughout, and only a couple of voices, and is best as a short film, if taking several liberties with Ichabod and Brom's rivalry for Katrina than in the book. But both have good visual gags, good songs, and fun moments as well, with the Headless Horseman scene being my favorite as I didn't find it scary, but more thrilling and funny at times. It's the scene that I found to be the most exciting. But even though I enjoy the Sleepy Hollow part more for its simple characters and story, humor that has me smiling, laughing, or chuckling, memorable songs, and Bing Crosby's charming narration, even to doing the vocals for Ichabod and Brom in at least one line of dialogue, The Wind in the Willows part only had some things I like about it, like the song Toad and Cyril sing, Rat and Mole being pleasant and memorable characters, and Cyril's line to the prosecutor about the honest way made me laugh. Now, that's not to say I didn't like the story. In fact, as a kid, I had a troubling time getting over Toad in trouble, from being framed in court to being underwater in his escape from prison. But I'm fine with them now, and the Wind in the Willows portion is only fine. But together overall, this movie is decent enough throughout. I honestly think that both stories are good enough separately, as the differences between them are night and day. But the stuff I enjoy about them keeps me entertained, whether it be good laughs or big thrills. Sure, I find one story better than the other, but both make for a nice viewing together. 3 or 2.5 plus Mickeys. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Support me on Patreon. And until next time for a new video. And have a happy Thanksgiving.